Alright guys, this is an FSD 13.2.2 video. I'm driving into Vancouver, so I thought I'd film the drive. The stuff all before this was highway, so I just kind of skipped it, and I'm just starting now as we're getting more into the city and around a lot more traffic. So just trying to keep the content as dynamic as possible and interesting for you guys to watch. So the drive so far, though you won't have seen it, has been basically perfect. I've only had to press the pedal for a couple positions where the car is going too slow, but otherwise no major disengagements. And then after this, I'm going to pick up my wife downtown, and I'm going to be about an hour early, so I'm honestly just going to spend an hour driving around Vancouver and putting it in as many complicated scenarios as possible. Yeah, I would have loved to have, so this is version 13.2.2, and for version 13.2.5 is currently released to, I think 60 people have it. I would have loved to have 13.2.5 for this video, but I don't think there's a ton of difference in that version. So I think it's kind of just a small little change, but yeah, as soon as I do get that, I will make a bunch more content related to that. And I think for this drive, I'll have it mostly in standard. We'll see, maybe I'll put it in a hurry. Standard is just a good job that it does driving. So I talk about it in a lot of my videos, and I flip and flop as to which one I think is the best. I think standard's the best. I think it's my favorite. I don't know. And so last night, the Model Y was announced in North America with you could purchase it. It looks like the way they're releasing it, by the way, I love that we got over. Even though technically there's no left turns, I kind of wouldn't expect the car to know that, but this part of the road here, I stay out of the left lane, because if there is somebody turning left, you get held up for so long. So generally speaking, on this road, I travel in this lane. So nice job. Yeah, so the Model Y got announced last night, and in Canada, I think it's $70,000. I don't know what it is in America. And there's what they're calling a launch edition. And so the launch edition, it has a special badging. There's, it's very cool. There's when you get into the car, there's an intro screen that is only for the launch car. And it kind of, I'll put it up on screen right now. There's custom door kicks. There's, I think the material that's all up here is a higher vegan suede leather. And a few other things that are different about the car itself. But then what's interesting, so it's about, is it $10,000 to $15,000 more than the equivalent Model Y in the old version. And that's because you're forced, it comes with FSD, and it comes with the acceleration boost, and then all the features that you would pay for are free. So any paint color is free. The bigger wheels are free. The tow hitch package is free. It comes with a mobile connector, which is usually $350. You get white interior, which is, I think usually $2,000. So if you price it out, the new Model 3 launch edition with all the options is, I think, $2,000 to $3,000 cheaper than the equivalent Model 3 with all those same options. So if you want all those options, I honestly think the launch edition of this car is a great deal. I think it's, it sounds expensive, but when you look at everything you're getting, it's actually really good. But if you're wanting a Model 3 and you don't care about the white interior, you don't care about one of the more expensive paint colors, things like that, you don't want FSD, I would wait on buying the launch edition until they just release it as a regular car that you can then just buy it without all that packaged in. We are going a little slow right now. It was doing really good here, but now we're slowed down to 20, and we have a huge distance to the car in front of us. So yeah, so that's the Model Y Juniper. This person's kind of half in the lane. I wonder what the car's gonna do. Good job. That's the Model Y Juniper. Looks really good. I would love to get it there's a few reasons why I don't want to get it. Mainly that I just bought this car. We got it last year. So this car is basically brand new. We don't really have a need for a second car. And for me personally, and I have no idea what the actual timeline of this is going to be, I think the next Tesla that I buy will be once they introduced AI5 hardware. For those of you that don't know, this is a hardware 4 car. That means the cameras, everything in here has been upgraded and is like the latest and greatest. It's hardware 4, and that's where in my previous videos I talked about what I think might be considered like hardware 4.5, like the Model Y Juniper has all the same cameras, but it has a front bumper camera, which they're talking about leveraging for full self-driving. So it's not hardware 5, but it's not hardware 4. It sits in the middle. But AI5 or hardware 5 has been talked about as coming out, I believe, as early as next year. Who knows if that timeline is going to actually stick, but the fact that they're already talking about AI5 makes me concerned about buying a hardware 4 vehicle, knowing that as soon as AI5 comes out, and again, these numbers could all change, but I think Elon had said it was going to be 5 times more powerful than hardware 4. For someone like myself that really loves this car and I love to leverage the like technology side of things, I don't want to buy a vehicle that will be effectively obsolete as soon as AI5 comes out. So that's my kind of long-winded reason for why I'm personally waiting. So not for everybody. I think the Model Y and the Model 3 today are still great vehicles, but yeah. As we've been driving, other than going a little bit slow there, really good job. The speed's good. Lane centering is good. This is quite a narrow road. And I also, for that camera and this camera, I put both of them on. So GoPro has like a different lenses, like it'll shoot wide, ultra wide, and basically make things look kind of like fake, like stretched out. It's kind of like the GoPro look. I put both of these cameras on linear, which is everything's more straight now. Everything is gonna look more true to real life. I'm curious how that's gonna translate to these videos, if that's gonna make things look better, worse. So if you immediately notice a difference in the video, it's because I have it shot on linear mode, and let me know if you prefer that or if you prefer the wide. I tried to pull this camera back so you get the same field of view. It's just linear now, but yeah. And I think I've talked about it before, but one of the very nice things about FSD is I drive a lot throughout the day and I don't really have time to like fully stop for lunch. Using FSD allows me to eat something like a poke bowl that it would be very hard for me to be doing this right now and eating. And I'm still at any time ready to take over, but I have my hands free to actually eat and more relax while I'm driving. It's incredibly handy. It's one of my favorite things about using full self-driving while I'm working like this. Okay, so we are turning left in 300 meters here up at the lights. Good job so far, like I said, on everything. I've been talking over a lot of this because this part of the road is kind of just straight. It's busy and there are narrow roads, so like this is difficult to drive as a person, but the car's doing a good job. It's just not that dynamic, obviously, yet. Okay, so a nice and early signal, which is good. Lets people behind us know what we're doing so they don't get stuck behind us. And I would, right after this car goes, oh, it's a yellow. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what I would have done. I was curious of what the car was going to do. That was a good job. We ran a very stale yellow, but in that scenario, that's an incredibly human thing to do. And like I said, I would have been a little disappointed if we stopped and didn't proceed through the intersection there. So that was well done. Another question I have, because I am just the world's worst YouTuber / content creator, and I have never really been good at kind of the, nice job stopping for the yellow. I've never really been good at knowing the best way to handle thumbnails how to handle titles. And you'll probably notice if you watch my channel, like my thumbnails are kind of all over the place. They go from being AI to real life to photos of things not really relevant. It, like, I don't know how to word this. Like, I'm just trying to get a vibe from the people that do actually click through and watch my channel. Like, is there anything that makes you engaged? If you see one of my thumbnails, is there sometimes when you look at it, you're like, I don't want to click that? And is it because of the thumbnail or because of the title? Again, like, I just don't know the right way to handle it all. I don't ever want to seem like I'm trying to be overly clickbaity, but at times it seems like that's the only way to get people to watch my content. So it's a real fine balance. Like, I don't want to be that channel that says, you'll never believe what happens next, question mark, whatever. Like, I personally hate that. But also, if that's the only thing that works, then I'm kind of like forced to do that. I don't know. So I'll show you. Since charge, I've driven 105 kilometers. So I've done a bunch of like kind of rural driving closer to home that I didn't film because I feel like it was boring. I've driven 105 kilometers today, and I have not once had to drive. Like, I haven't driven once in that 105 kilometers, like I said, at the beginning, other than maybe, like I said, touching the accelerator when it's going slow a couple times. But very literally, the car has done all of that driving for me all this morning with zero disengagements, zero anything. It's crazy. And I'll track and tell you guys every disengagement and whatever intervention that I have here. But version 13 is so good. And I, again, as always, I say that, but also I'm very aware that it isn't perfect and makes mistakes. But holy, even as it is today, it's so good. I saw that Rivian put out a headline saying that next year they're hoping to do some sort of driver assist, and then the year at 2026 they're planning to do eyes off driver's assist, which I don't know quite what that means, because eyes off to me is unsupervised. That would be great for any Rivian owners that are watching this. I hope dearly that they're able to figure it out. I feel like currently they don't even have lane keep figured out, so I don't see how in 2 years Rivian catches up in any meaningful way to Tesla, but yeah. Okay, good job here. That's my only other quirk with version 13 that really bothers me is it did it fine there, but the stop signs when it goes to 1 kilometer an hour and tries to go again before actually stopping and does that weird like second pause. I hope in version 13.2.5 they fix that, because that's every time I'm on a stop sign, I kind of have my foot by the accelerator waiting to take over if it tries to do that. Good job through here. I think the speed limit's faster than 30. Oh, it's a 50, yeah. So I'm pressing the accelerator because we had somebody come up very quickly behind us. And then I think I'm gonna have to take over. Yeah, just to park. So we are at our destination here. Let's see what the car does. Okay, really good job. Nicely done. I think it's going to destination park us. Okay. A bad park job for sure. Like, we are in 2 spots. We're a little bit away from the lane or from the curb, but at the end of the day, like, it's cool to see, even if it doesn't do it perfectly, it's cool to see FSD park for you when you arrive, because other than right now, this is the only park driving that I've had to do today to get us all the way here, which is so cool. But all right, I will see you guys in a second here. All right, finished here. I have a 20-minute drive. This is fully into the city, so I'm gonna press and hold to start FSD. We have nobody on our left, so it should just go. And I would now wait because there's somebody coming, so I wouldn't go. And then we got somebody after this, and then maybe after this white Jeep we would go, if it was me. It's definitely struggling with the fact that we're like close to the curb, which it's nothing really new in version 13, but it is weird that it gets hung up. Like we were parked normally, we were fine. The vehicle didn't need to struggle as much as it did there, but anyways, we're off now. This trailer's quite in our lane, so we're gonna kind of have to go around. Okay, good job. It's being very timid about coming up to this intersection, but it is a red and we should be going forward right now. I'm gonna give it a pedal press. Okay, it's going. So that was too bad. I don't know if it was because I was waiting for that pedestrian, but she wasn't going because there wasn't a signal for her to go. So we waited there longer than we needed to. I don't know if it would have gone. There was somebody behind us, so. One intervention there so far. Red lights are very hit and miss. Like sometimes it handles it perfectly. It turns right on red when it should and does it quickly, or it doesn't turn right on red when it shouldn't, and it seems so good, but then situations like that, I don't know why it was hesitating. All right, so turning left at the lights here. Nice job getting over. Okay, so hopefully we make it through on the light here. It's yellow. I don't think we will. This is weird. It goes green, so we should at least go into the intersection. Yeah, perfect. I would maybe go up a little bit more, but I think we'll be okay. So, yeah, okay, this is good if we go. That's one of those things, and I talk about it a lot. A very safe move. That was good to go left when we did there. There was a gap. We took it. I just wish that it used speed more in those situations. Like we took a very safe left-hand turn, but then went about it so sluggishly that it began to feel unsafe. Like there's no way a human would make that same left-hand turn and go through it kind of so lackadaisically. They would punch it and probably go closer to 50. Like they would get to the speed limit a lot quicker. So I'm okay with turns like that, but if it does turns like that, I want it to use speed to finish the move quick. Again, I think in my last video I said like I'm very happy at how smooth FSD is. Like I really appreciate that it isn't like slamming on the gas all the time like it used to, but just in those situations where it puts itself in a spot where speed is safer, use speed. Okay, turning right here, we got no pedestrians. We should just go straight through with this car. Nice job. And then a good job, like we did better than this guy. We turned right into the right lane and are now signaling into the left lane, which is legally and technically the right thing to do. So I appreciate that the car is doing the right thing, and you can see humans don't. Okay, left-hand turn here. I think we're gonna miss the light. Maybe not. I would, yeah, okay. That was really good. That was a stale yellow. The guy behind us went too. I always think it's hilarious when I go through a light or the car goes through a light that I feel I'm like, wow, that was pushing it. And then the person behind me does it too. But people are aggressive drivers. But yeah, that was good. That was a very human thing to do, to go through the light when it did. So nice job. I wonder if there's ever going to be a world where, so for us, and I don't know if it's just here or where else has these, but like at this intersection between 7 and 10 a.m., Monday to Friday, you cannot turn left here. It's probably just to help with traffic and congestion. I would bet this car, I would bet somebody, a brand new Tesla Model 3, that FSD does not know that right now. There's just no way that it understands like time specific rules of the road. I wonder when that will start to happen, because things like that, will need to exist before this can become even FSD unsupervised, honestly, because if you're not paying attention because you're on your phone because it's FSD unsupervised and the car tries to make an illegal left-hand turn, that's a big deal, right? So something like that seems minor, and for FSD supervised, not a huge deal. It's just one of those things that's required for unsupervised, in my opinion. Okay, we're getting over. I'm not sure why, because we're not turning left for another 2.6 kilometers. Not a bad thing. It just we went into this lane because I felt like we were in standard, so it was just hanging out in the right lane, and now it's getting over to the left lane, and now back over to the right lane. And again, this is standard, so I'm surprised it's doing this much swapping back and forth. All right, so we are in Kits right now, I believe, and about to go over, I have no idea what this bridge is called. I'm sorry, I'm bad at Vancouver. These are all brand new buildings that I have not ever seen. Wow. Vancouver's building a lot of new stuff. Crazy. So once we cross this bridge, we're in officially like downtown Vancouver. This is where I was the other night when I was driving through with FSD, and it's where after this, like I'll arrive at this destination. This will probably be the end of this video, and then the next video I'm gonna make will be like a full hour of just me driving, or however long it is, of me driving around downtown Vancouver. So if it isn't a part of this video, definitely watch the next one if you care about how it interacts with downtown traffic more. That said, for the next 7 minutes, hopefully we do get some interesting interactions. We're going 52 and a 60, which isn't great. Speeding up a little bit now. Okay, nice job here. Definitely getting busier with traffic, but we're turning left in 700 meters, so I'm happy that the car is staying in this lane. Even if that lane frees up, I hope we stay here. And then, as long as I have the suction cup, which I think I have at my trunk, the next video I'll have a 360 camera on the roof, which just should also give a little bit more of like a different view and give you guys more context, left and right, what's happening. If there is no 360 camera in the next video, it's because I either don't have the mount or it fell off and I lost it. So I'm interested to see, like, we're in standard profile, which I'm happy with. If we were in hurry, maybe I do try it. Like, I wonder if it would go in those lanes to be quicker, because I'm realizing it's quite far until we turn left. So I'm actually going to put it in hurry, and I'll just see how it does. Yeah, so as a human, I can read that sign that says no left turns 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's 2:30, so these people are legally allowed to turn left, which is definitely going to mess up this lane. So I would be looking for my first chance to get over into the right lane. Like I would go right now. But okay, nice job. As long as we have room to do it, and it looks like we do, perfect. A little delayed on the reaction of it, but that's exactly what I would have done. Like, I would have got out of this lane as soon as I could, because we still have tons of time, actually, I'm realizing, to get back over in time for our left turn. That's something that I don't know if standard would have done and chill 100% wouldn't have done. So that does make me advocate for a profile like hurry, especially in the city. Okay, and this guy's trying to come in. They're gonna like get let in. Okay. Okay, nice job. And left signal on right away because it's trying to get back into that left lane, which I don't hate at all. Really good. Yellow light. Nice job. Really smooth. Okay. So we're turning left at the red light. So as long as we stay in this lane, which I'm sure we will. Sorry, it's the light after. Might not even be a light, which would actually be better, because then we're gonna have to cross the traffic. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we're turning left here. There is no light, but we're allowed to turn left here, so we're just going to have to wait for a break. And oh, okay. I'm not going to disengage because it kind of did that all in one move. That was very wrong. Weird. FSD, like, went... I don't even know what the hell that was. It almost thought that lane was a turn lane, which it wasn't. That we were fully in the other lane doing that, and we just got super lucky that there was no other cars. But that was terrible. Too bad. I should have disengaged and reported, but yeah, my bad. So we're turning left here, and it's a one-way, so we should just be kind of good to go, despite there being traffic flowing. Like, we shouldn't be waiting here. We should be up way more. I'll leave it until there's a vehicle behind us. So we should definitely creep. And it's going to get lucky because these people stopped. But so this will work out, but I would say we kind of failed at this, unfortunately. Okay, right-hand turn. There's nobody walking, so I would just go. Nice job. And there is nowhere really to park here, so I'm almost certainly going to have to take over. So if this is the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. It'll probably be a shorter one, and definitely watch the next one to come out because it's going to be, I think, a good one. I'm just going to stay down here for like an hour, like I said. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.